The president is on his way to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the first stop of his four-day trip to the Middle East. It's his first full international trip of his new term. He's also going to Qatar and the United Arab Emirates, but the president is not expected to go to Israel. When he's in Qatar, the president set to receive a luxury jumbo jet to be used as his new Air Force One. The president has been defending the plan to get the plane, saying he'd be a very stupid person if he didn't accept the free gift. The value of the plane, of course, raising legal and ethical questions. One critic, Senator Adam Schiff from California, quoted a section of the Constitution that says no elected official can accept any gifts from the leader of a foreign state without congressional approval, called the Emoluments Clause. We talked about this with we talked about the concept of how the president is doing with Nicholas Kristof of the New York Times at the Milken Institute conference last week. Here's some of that.
I have spent a career covering authoritarian regimes, and in so many ways, what President Trump is doing reminds me of what I've seen in other countries. And
how so?
So what authoritarians do is typically they are charismatic people who indeed rise to power through an election, and then they consolidate government power, so they try to bring in the courts under their control, the central bank, there are independent agencies, and then they go after the referees of civil society. That means the news media, that means lawyers, that means universities. Well, check, check, check. And we'll see how far it goes. It's not an on-off switch, it's a dial, but I think that does certainly. It worries me about the direction that we're going in.
We will have more from Nicholas Kristof and some pro-Trump perspectives as well from members of his cabinet during a special edition of The Issue Is from the Milken Conference Friday night at 10:30 here on Fox 11. Big sigh of relief from the stock market as the U.S. and China announced a timeout in their tariff duel. The superpowers have agreed to drastically cut tariffs for 3 months while they try to work out a broader deal. The U.S. agreed to drop the 145% tax on Chinese imports to just 30%. China dropping tariffs on all U.S. goods from a 125% to 10%. The president also signing an executive order aimed at lowering the cost of prescription drugs. The president says that the government will now reprice what Medicare pays for drugs to the lowest price paid by other countries. The move is facing intense pushback from the pharmaceutical industry. Those companies argue that any loss in profit will slow down research and innovation. So expect that one to go to court. Remember, they spend a whole lot of money in lobbying in Congress, so it'll be interesting to see what the Congress members that they give to have to say about all of this.